babies, it's been happening for quite some time already. You know, since June 6th at the very minimum, there's been quite the influx of transition and change, what you would call loving energies flowing into the earth, babies, giving us all this kind of like a rebirth, yeah, a new awakening, a coming back to life, a coming back to the heart, a coming back in style. Yeah, babies, love is coming back in style. Real love. Not the bullshit that we've done before, but a lot of that's been real sweet. I'm not knocking it, babies. That's been awesome. For all of its difficulty and all the maneuvering around you have to do in order to be a loving person in those circumstances that you with. It's been awesome, baby. I've had a great time. I hope you have too, man. You know, despite a lot of agony and a lot of stress and a lot of pain, you know, I mean, kind of goes with the turf, you know. But there's real love. It goes way beyond what we know in coupling, you know. It goes deep into the heart. It's just like the Grand Canyon, man. It's very, very deep and very, very broad. And wild and woolly, too. But it's got the imprint of history all over it. Down there in your heart, babies, that's where it all is. Every bit of it. All of the history, all the life, every life you've ever lived and then some, and all of the wisdom, the tempering that goes with such a beautiful and perfect and poetic expression such as yourself, as a human being, as a heart that lives in that human being, as the spirit behind all of this creation, especially yourself. Darlings, that's who we are. Divine revelation is happening right there inside of you, in this moment in time, and all the other moments in time too. Now, babies, don't expect it's going to be just totally cool for you because you're right here in the heart and you're getting this new start. Babies, it requires something of you. Commitment, you know. Real love says, baby, yeah, you can shine, you can be. And you can be as broad and as beautiful as you want to be, and love will always set you free. It doesn't require that kind of a commitment. It's not a binding thing like a marriage, say, or some kind of a contract, a prenup or something. No. This is a real commitment to your very own heart. Just to be that love. Just to be that life. Just to do that no matter what else may be getting in the way, if anything at all. Because it always does. There's stuff that you will remember from history way back when. It'll sit there and nag at you till you deal with it, one way or another, inside of yourself, inside of the world in which you live. Darlings, we're here to clear it all, to let go of anything that's ever held us back or restricted us in any way, including any traumatic moments we may have lived through. Lived through is the key word, because we're still here. Because we have lived through them, therefore we have survived them. And now, of course, we can thrive because of them. We don't have to let that shit hold us back. Never really did. We carry our burdens, but along with those burdens comes gracious blessings. That's the understanding that you seek. That's the reality you really want to come to know. Because when you know that, when you live that, when you see that in your life, baby, you truthfully are free. And there is no commitment. Except, where? To the heart, of course. The love that you are. The reality, the truth of yourself. You got to live it. See, that's the only way. And however it comes out and forms its expressions, you just flow with it. You just go with it because that's what you do. See? Now, I wound up getting drunk last night, being real stupid, hurt myself a little bit, messed up my house. Couldn't believe it. Just from a little tiny bit of booze. How do you do that? How do you get drunk on nothing, on air? But you do, you know, and then the next day you deal with it. And then you're all through, babies. And it all comes back. And you just go on with life. Ah. But it always makes me wonder why we do these things, you know. The only reason I can consider is there's something always going on inside whenever you want to get that way, drunk. I mean, that or else you just want to party, and that's okay, too. But you don't have to get drunk to do that. Just get a little loose and more fun. You know, drunk is out of style these days, and I hope it stays out of style, too. I don't need any more of it. Oh, my goodness. But, babies, it must be fun or we wouldn't be doing it, right? Right? can be conditioning or brainwashing or, cultural condition of any sort. Would you think? I mean, well, hell. Take a letter, baby. Dear Mom, how come you didn't warn me about alcohol? Thank you very much. I love you. Bye. Well, it ain't the alcohol. It's what we got going on inside, see? And we're always dealing with it one way or another. Some people use alcohol as a painkiller. Some people use it to blow off energy, to have a good time. Some people use it to come out of their shell. But everybody does a little of it somehow, somewhere. Except for those that have had bad experiences on it and couldn't get away from it because their pain was so great. Sometimes you just sink right down in that shit, and alcohol is the only thing to save your ass. At least that's what it seems like, don't it? But guess what? It ain't saving nothing. Look what happens, man. You wind up, dirt poor and dead. It takes its toll, man. I know you've watched friends go same as I have, And it's not the alcohol again. It's something else. You're just using the alcohol to deal with something you can't deal with emotionally otherwise. You see? Now in this ascendant way, instead of having to, fall back on the booze, we can use it as an appliance. We don't have to, use it as a medicine any longer. Not like that. It can be a happy medicine. It doesn't have to be the old way. It can be the new way. And personally, I'm working on reconditioning my soul so that when I do become intoxicated, which does happen on occasion, I don't become a stupid fool. Become a little less of one anyway. You know what I mean? The dumbass has to come out in its own way, and it does, For as all the wisdom you have, the dumbass still lives inside of you. And it wants to come out and play every now and then, and you got to give it an excuse. So, I'm trying to reprogram the dumbass so he'd be a little smarter about being dumb. If you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. We always speak from the heart here, babies. I don't hold much back. I let it all hang out because I feel that's the way we should live. Nothing should be hidden or put aside. Personal things sometimes I won't talk about because that's personal. That's me and my own stupid affairs, and I'll take care of them. Thank you very much. But babies, the rest of it, I just let it hang out. It's yours, it's mine, it's our life, it's our heart. And if you expect anybody to come out in their heart, well, babies, you got to come out of yours. Come out in it. Come out with it. Be the love that you are, in other words. That's what it takes to have a real life here now. Because there's no other kind of life available to you anymore. Fall back on it what you will, but you'll fall right over. You'll fall right into the love every time. There's no getting away from it. You may design it differently than what was originally intended. You may turn things upside down and backwards in your steady progress forward. But babies, that's just part of it. That just goes with the turf. It's never super easy, yet it's very simple. Just let it be. Just let it come forward. Just be who you are. That's what I try to do. That's why I let it all hang out. Then I got nothing to be ashamed of, Whatever's there is there, and that's what I am, and that's who I am, and that's what I present to the world from my heart, from my own personal perspective of heart. You see, each of us does this. We have our own little aspect in living, and perhaps we're here to help others understand some medicine in themselves that they ain't quite got yet, and perhaps we're still just catching it as we do. That's what I find. I find whenever I'm doing quote, quote, healing work with another person, I'm healing on me at the same time. It's because we're dealing with stuff pretty much at the same time within our own presence, but dealing with the same difficulty in an essence, in an essential sort of way. Yours might be coming out in an illness or a relationship difficulty, and mine might be coming out in the fact that I just don't allow it to be. I back away. It's things like that, Fears, deep-seated ones. Is that what that is? Or is that wisdom? Is that strength? Is that courage? Is that coming forward honestly? Letting it all hang out and telling it like it is. I love doing that, but I hate it. Isn't that odd? I don't like having to be that truthful with someone. It hurts me. And sometimes it hurts them too. But at the same time, it's truth. And if it's offered with love, there's freedom from pain. So babies, it don't have to hurt anyone. You just be who you are. You just tell it the way you see it. Speak it as you live it. And if others can't love you for it, oh well. They love you anyway, and despite themselves, they can't help themselves. And they always will. They may not move in with you tomorrow. That might be another dimension you'll have to approach some other way in some other century. Like the moment of now. It just ain't happening, you know. But it doesn't take long, babies, to get over it and get on with your life. If you remain in love with that person. You never, that's one thing I've never done that I can remember anyway. Now, forgive me if I'm stretching it. I don't think I am, but I don't think I've ever left the love behind. I think I've always taken it with me. I've always appreciated it. And no matter, because, you don't always partner up in the right way. You can't. You can't predict how it's going to go. You can't predict your chemistry. It's real good when you start. Might last for years. But sooner or later, you come down to this point of what I call reality, where they're real two people are sitting there living with each other, domesticated kind of, and trying to figure out what the hell it's all about. Trying to be real in an imaginary place, and you're living in an imaginary world. It is difficult for the best of us, let alone the worst of us. And then there's the added obligation of children and financial wherewithal and so forth. Got to have a house, got to have a car so you can go to work, pay for the car, pay for the house. Crazy stuff in this world. It's an awful, awful form of slavery. Voluntary slavery, they call it, like you have any choice. Yeah, you do. You can live like I have. You can live pretty minimally and live on the edge and do without money. Hold disdain for that whole world. Yeah, you can do that. And you can live pretty righteously that way, too, if you're a little bit clever and you learn how to play it a little bit. It's not so bad, really. Being without money in this world is simpler than having a lot of it, I'll tell you that. Far simpler. So the best thing is just have a little, get by, and have a great time, man. Live good on what you got. That's what I do now. You know what I mean? What little I get, I enjoy. I make sure I get maximum mileage out of it. I get the things I need that'll help me do better at whatever it is I'm doing. Things like that. I use it for improvement in my own environment so I can help others improve in theirs, you see. That's how we've lived with this world of money. But it's also had a lesson in it called sharing. And it hasn't been too well embraced here just yet, though we do see sweet moments of it here and there, and that's awesome. But you just have to understand this money thing is only an idea that everyone happens to believe in, of course. I mean, from the most ancient aborigines on up, the whole of this earth is corrupted by that money. Everybody believes in it one way or another. They believe in trade. They believe in barter. This is what we do. We have things of value and others want them, and so we quote, quote, sell them. And for our own benefit, it seems, but never is it. It's always for the benefit of all, or it ain't any good for anybody. So transactions can be very commercial or very personal. Can have a good love energy, and sharing can be excuse me, can be gainfully employed here. You see, if you have a lot of money, that's part of the reason you have it, is so you can share with others and help them get on their feet too and have a great time, a good, abundant life. But the reality is, the money thing is disappearing. It's losing its energy. It's dissipating. You see, because there's no real value in anything. The value is in everything. It's what we call equity. It's all pretty much the same life. It's just how we choose to form it. Now, as we move into ascendancy and we gain our creative aspect once again, do you think we're going to need money for anything? Hell no. Why would we? We don't have to do anything that money requires of us. We don't have to manufacture. We don't have to grow things. We don't have to buy clothes or furniture. Things like that. All of that's out the window. When we're in our creative aspect, what do? We create. And of course we take good care of ourselves first and foremost, because without having a nice little nest, a nice little place to launch from, it's difficult to really do a good job in this world. Though I have done it, I've done both, and it's reasonable to be either way. You see, you have to look beyond what life seems to require of you and see what it really is saying to you. What do you want to do with it? Where are you going to go with this? Well, in this day and age, let your heart lead you. Take this little bit of opening that we share with you here on the Coyote Medicine Show and roll with it. Do some communicating, some tuning in, what you'd call meditation, I reckon, whatever. But stay in tune with the reality in which you live and the spirits that help you manage. And babies, it's all going to work out real soon. Some think that Independence Day is it, that will be the end of time, the beginning of our new journey, which is the moment of now, right this moment. Some think the calendar ends on that Independence Day. I kind of tend to agree with them, but let's just see what happens. All I know is it's moving in a very good direction, as confusing as it may be to us, because, man, like I said on my Facebook, I used to think I knew what was happening, and now I'm not so damn sure, you know what I mean? I just go with the flow. I just let it be what it is. Somebody wants to embrace it, great. If they don't, that's okay too. We're all humans, and we all live in a human condition, which means we have a weakened state of consciousness. We don't always see and know the truth. And sometimes it's pretty hard to admit that to ourselves. But once we do, when you see that your truth has been disproven by another truth and you embrace it, babies, that's simple. That's when it starts getting easier. It's when you hang on to the old thing. Yeah, that's when you start looking down your nose at others and thinking you're in some way superior. Babies, when I look down, what do I see? My feet. That's what I see, rising up from the ground, my legs, standing up, etc. I don't see anybody down there below me. I see a lot of people above me because I'm a short little shit. And many heads stand taller than mine. But when I look out into this world, sure, I see a lot of craziness. I see it in my own life. That old edge playing I was talking about. You're doing it all the damn time. Can't help it. It's part of it goes with the turf. When you're angelic being, you're moving in angelic ways, babies, you're going to be challenged. That's just the way it is. When you start to recognize all of that. But listen, the challenge is so much lessened now compared to where it was before. Before it was difficult to even live and breathe. These days, it's getting far simpler. And you go on from there. Create for yourself a really beautiful and simple and free life. A life filled with love and hope, fulfilled. No longer do we have to be desperate for anything. And never should we have been. Desperation is a killer. That's a fear. We're never desperate, babies. Not for anything. It may seem so at times. It may seem that we're desperate for food or love or sex or whatever. But we're not. Look inside. Go a little deeper. Anytime you're feeling those, desperations or whatever you want to call it, when you're feeling short-slighted and you feel like you really need something, you better go in and check that action out. There are normal desires like food and breathing and so forth. Take care of those, of course. Do the simple things, of course. But anything beyond that seems to be a need, take a look at it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying don't go fulfill it. I'm saying just take a look at it. What is it? Where does it come from? What's its origins? Is it based in fear? Is it based in reality? Is it based in truth? Or is that another lie, another illusion we're dissolving away? See, the veneer is falling fast. You cannot cling to the illusions any longer. You'll just fall over. And where do you fall over? You fall right into love. The real love, the kind that creates. The kind that does not destroy or restrict in any way. Can only build life from its innocence. That's real love. And that's the major part of this awakening today. This July 1 day, as it seems to be here on what I see as a calendar on my pewter here. July 1 already, man. So that means we got 3 days to play and then a 4th day to put it all away. Oh my. I'm sorry, kids. Couldn't help it. Just a little funny expression pops out of me every now and then. Oh, babies. I hope and I pray that we're all here to experience a very real Independence Day and this earth on July 4th of this 2014. I pray that it will be the morning when the sun arises and everyone is awakened, and all of our family is returned to us, and we're all living forevermore in peaceful bliss, because we finally found an anchor for our love in our heart, because we finally allowed it to be. Darlings, this is what I've been living for since forever, these moments in time. I reckon you have too, because we're all joining this. There's some rather grand angels here in assistance to us too, babies. When we let them happen as well, we give them wide berth. We let them breathe in the freedom. We let them be who they are and be the love that they are, so that we might be. You see, angels are here to help set us free. We recognize the angel inside sometimes by seeing the angel outside. Nothing wrong with that. Most of you didn't even know you were angels just yet. But you're sure finding out quickly, aren't we? Yes, we are, babies. Right here on the Coyote Medicine Show, only on the Hazy Radio Network. Oh, babies, your ticket to fly each and every night and daylight. Yeah, we're flying high for another 35 minutes or so here today. And then we'll be back at midnight tonight for 5 full hours of fun and frolic and rock and talk here on the Coyote Medicine Show. And where? Only on the Hazy Radio Network. Babies, the rockin'est show around. Yeah. Aren't you glad you've been found? Oh, yeah. We love you even more, babies, right here. And that love evens all the score, puts the money down, and gets on with living, babies. In expansive, yep, and beautiful bliss. Oh, yeah.